Time now to take a look at the story of the day. National Road Agency Sanral has slammed Outa over an agreement on e-toll's test case claim. Now, Sanral says the statement by Outa purporting that a legal agreement had been reached with Sanral was false and a ploy to woo members. They have described this as a fundraising exercise by Outa. Earlier, Outa indicated that its legal team had reached an agreement with Sanral to halt any legal claims against motorists represented by its lawyers. The organization said Sanral had, through their lawyers, finally agreed to stay all legal claims against members of the public who either already are or will be future members of Outa. Now, this is countering the assertion by Outa. Sanral says that they are still in discussion about the test case and agree in principle to such a process. The agency says there is no agreement whatsoever that Outa members will be immune from legal action. And joining us live from Pretoria is Outa Director for Legal Affairs, Ivan Hasseman. Ivan, thanks so much for your time. Can you just clarify, so members that belong to Outa do not have to pay e-tolls, is that the agreement?
The agreement is for provisional immunity pending the finalization of a test case. The test case is a case that would have been selected and hopefully will still be selected, that consists of the entire legal and factual matrix, all categories of users for all roads, possibly business users and regular individuals. Now, that was the agreement reached, but we're not surprised that Sanral are reneging on this agreement, if that is what they are doing, and it appears that that is what they are doing. And we truly believed that the agreement forwarded to us in writing, what they call an agreement in principle, was a set arrangement. Now, I must bring to the attention of the public that we requested that this arrangement be extended to the entire public, which was explicitly rejected by Sanral.
Right, Ivan, I have a letter here from Sanral, and we were expecting Mr. Vusimona on the line. He's not available at the moment, but it does say that there is no legal agreement reached between Sanral and Outa and in the test of e-tolls case, and that this is false. You were saying that there is a provisional immunity that you had agreed on. What is the provisional immunity exactly?
Well, it's just a practical arrangement. If we agree that, hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
If we agree that the legal principles still have to be addressed, and that addressing the legal principles with 6,500 summonses every single time.
Carry on.
My call's been placed on hold.
Yeah.
If we put 6,500 summonses pushed through the process, whilst we still have to clarify the legal principles. Now, Mr. Mona loves telling the public that all the courts had decided in favor of Sanral that e-tolls are legal. This is not the truth. What the courts initially decided was that the case was brought outside the allowed 180-day period. The court explicitly said, the appeal court, should they choose to enforce e-tolls, those matters, those defenses can be raised again. And that's what we will do. And we believe that it's in the public interest not to waste money, but to first do one single case where the legal principles are decided on finally.
Sanral spokesperson Vusimona joins us on the line. Vusi, thanks so much. We have Ivan Hasseman, a director for legal affairs at Outa, saying that you tend to a posture when it comes to the media claiming that Outa has lost all its case against Sanral. Long and short of it, he maintains that there is a principle, or rather an agreement in principle, to afford their members immunity from any legal action.
No, there is, let me clarify that. There is nothing like that. We were in touch with our legal team this afternoon, and they've confirmed that while the team from Outa, the legal team from Outa and themselves are in discussion about the test case, and as Sanral we've indicated, we've got no problem with that in principle. An agreement can only be reached once Outa sets out its legal defenses, which it's going to raise in a court of law. There is no agreement that its members are going to be immune from prosecution. In our view, this is linked to their latest fundraising initiative to get as many people signing up as possible, laboring under the impression that their membership and payment for membership will guarantee them immunity from prosecution. There is nothing like that.
Ivan, have you heard what Vusimona was saying, that this is a fundraising initiative to garner more members so that you have the subscription, therefore more money in your coffers?
Mr. Mona should know better than anybody else that coercive action in South Africa brings people together, and this is nothing else than that. This is coercive action by Sanral bringing people together to put money together to defend these cases. It's nothing else. We're very proud that Sanral have taken action that increases our membership, and we're not shy about that at all. And we actually thank him for that.
All right, but Ivan, what happens now? What message are you sending to your members or the general Gauteng motorists regarding whether they pay their e-tolls or not? Do they have to still wait for a word from you, or is it really an individual choice?
Well, look, let's go back to the drawing board and see what our legal teams obviously have to talk again, because there's serious discrepancies in the way Sanral and Outa interpret what we have agreed. I don't believe people have to pay, but it's everybody's choice. If you believe that the toll roads were lawfully declared toll roads at the time, and you were sufficiently consulted and you understood and knew what the effects of these roads would be on you, then you're more than welcome to pay the roads.
All right, Vusi, just another observation, what Ivan is saying, and that he's not surprised in the behavior of Sanral. It's actually added to more membership for them because of the nature of this particular matter. I mean, going forward, are you communicating adequately, do you think? What is it that will take, what will break the camel's back in trying to resolve this matter between Outa and Sanral?
Well, look, we've agreed to the idea of a test case, right, so that we could save each other money and time. But I want to go back to this so-called agreement. Outa must explain why they went to the public with a statement while the parties are still busy with the negotiations without on a non-prejudice basis. They must tell the public why they issued a media release on matters that are the subject of negotiations taking place in good faith. And if they insist that there is an agreement, it should be simple. Pull it out from any shelf where it is hidden and show it to the public. There is no agreement that their members or paying members are going to be immune from prosecution. All we have agreed to is the idea of a test case, but they've got to tell us what is the legal defense that they will be raising. On the basis of that, we can then make a decision whether we are going ahead or not.
All right, Ivan, so what legal defense will you be taking? And another question, why you released all of this information to prejudice the negotiations that are currently underway with Outa? Sanral.
Well, there's an old saying that which can be destroyed by the truth must. So if us informing the public of what we believe to be an arrangement reached between ourselves and Sanral is something that should not be in the public domain, we're not alive to the fact that we should be talking in secret the whole time. This is a matter of public interest. It always had been. It's one of the most controversial large capital projects in South African history, arguably, and people do not like it. So the public should know, and the public should be informed what the negotiations are. Now, obviously, as I said, there's a discrepancy in how we interpret the agreement that has been reached. We write to them, they write back to us. Their legal team has authorization to write to us. We come to an agreement that we will be pursuing a three-stage process. The first stage of the process would be to agree in principle to a legal case, to agree that we requested for the public, but that our members would not be pursued for the time that the legal case is pending, that we would put forward what they call an unexcipiable summons or particulars of claim, so that a properly pleaded case is before the court, and that's where we are now. The case hasn't been properly pleaded yet. The amended particulars of claim of Sanral have been accepted to. We've taken exception to various parts in those particulars of claim, and the ball is, as a matter of fact, in Sanral's court at this stage. We aren't holding up the process at all.
All right, Vusi, Ivan's saying you're holding up the process essentially. Are you going to agree to terms to grant immunity to some members until the process is concluded?
No, there is no deal like that on the table. I mean, this talk about putting things in the public domain, you don't engage in without prejudice negotiations and then break the spirit of that. But that is, the convoluted logic of Outa. I've issued a statement today and linking this statement to their fundraising initiative, which again doesn't make sense. Outa is saying to people, if you've received summons of 20,000 rand, you can contribute 200 rand every month. Now we are saying to motorists, 78% of motorists actually pay less than 100 rand every month. And the maximum that you pay is 236, right? They're expecting contributions of 50,000 rand per month for people who have reached a certain threshold with regard to their bill.
All right, I'm sorry, we're going to have to leave it there, Vusi. We're out of time. We're speaking to Outa Director for Legal Affairs, Ivan Hersey-Oman, and on the phone, Vusi Mwana, Sanral spokesperson, on the latest coming out from Outa saying that in principle there is an agreement with Sanral that their members will be immune from any legal action or from paying their e-tolls.